Good morning. Good morning, my people. You're welcome to Daughters of Truth. I hope I'm coming out well. Good morning, everyone. Yes, please. You're welcome. If you're seeing this video for the first time, you're welcome. For old subscribers, thank you so much. We wouldn't have done this without you. Thank you very much. My name is Ekwi, and I bring you greetings on behalf of my sister and myself. My sister Mona Saga is yet to return. So I bring you greetings from the Daughters of Truth. Please invite others to this conversation. Share, like, subscribe, follow. We are on all the social media platforms. So please, this is important. Remember, we work as a team here. We go gather all the information, share with you, and you spread it to everywhere. Thank you for the good job you're doing. We are moving there. We are going there. We are moving. No going back. Africa must be decolonized completely, not half and half, completely. If other people from other continents are owning their lands and assets, there's no reason why Africa should not do the same. It will make the world to be a better place. Injustice anywhere is injustice everywhere. So please continue to share, like, and subscribe. Remember, on this show, we have two segments. The first segment is where we bring different videos just to give our people an idea of what other people are doing, what other people are saying, what is happening everywhere. And then have the opportunity also to play a video from Nina's for us, our people, to know the steps, where we are and where we're going. That's the first segment. So the second segment is where we pull up our PowerPoint slides and then begin to, teach more and expand more on what we're doing. So let me pull up the first video as we share, like, and subscribe. We've told our people that wailing is not a strategy. Wailing is not a strategy. After wailing, you must begin to take responsibility, which we said is decommissioning the 1999 Unitary Constitution. We must stop the crocodile tears. We must do the right thing. So let this video come up. Our brother Dele is wailing like a baby, crying. But we're saying, after crying, you wipe your tears and stand up and go and do what is expected of you. So let's listen to him, please. Thank you very much.
We have built an intolerable country unfit for human habitation. I have called it the evil empire. I have called it the evil empire. I've spoken to the fact that because of what we have all collectively tolerated, we have lost our country and we have become as slaves in the country that we have all built. And we are all to blame. Because the idiots standing behind pulpits as I'm speaking with you, preaching injustice and lies to the people and helping them to normalize the madness that has overtaken all of us. I said this for years. So I am just as much a victim as each and every one of you. These are the first tears I have shed since my friend Ulan died. and not give in to tears. And I'm sorry. See, back to the issue. We all built this. We made this mess together, and it will take all of us to resolve the mess that we have made. It will take all of us. Without all of us functioning as one, the way you found the grace to function as one in the last month, you all acted as one. It wasn't about being Christian, being Muslim. It divided us along too many lines. Damn! We stopped being human because we became Nigerians. They divided us and we fell for it. Because you wouldn't see me as a Yoruba man, you spoke for me. Because you wouldn't see me as a Christian, you spoke for me. Because you spoke. Because you spoke. Because you spoke. Because you spoke, Nigeria couldn't happen to me. Because you spoke. The only reason Nigeria couldn't happen to me is because you spoke. You spoke. That is why Nigeria couldn't happen to me. I hear. Nigeria couldn't happen to me. Eki, you found your voices. I became you. And in our collective, you couldn't be silenced. And I could not be silenced. So it wasn't me that became the porcupine. It was you, the Nigerian citizens, that became the porcupine.
Yes. So collectively, they spoke. The people shouted for him.
That the British had to pay £865,000
This is not the one I want to play.
to take over the trading areas in what they consolidated in readiness for the annexation of Southern Protectorate with the Northern Protectorate. That question of paying £865,000 at that time, somebody bought something from somewhere, and that person is still the owner of that piece of estate. Now your country, okay, take me to the map. No, not that. The ones in black and white, the one of 1912. The ones in black and white. Scroll down, you'll see. But let's go on until they get there. The Nigeria you have, yes, hold it there. The Nigeria you have is a joint venture. You saw Prince Charles the other day, and he came. You saw the sitting arrangements. We've not moved from where we were as at that time they created the union. It was a business venture. It was the trade of the era to go to wherever you can, beat them down, take whatever you can. So the British, the French, everybody was doing their own everywhere. But what became Nigeria was where the British had come towards this axis, and they managed to make their first landings. I'm sure you know about the Lagos colony of 1861, how Kosoko and Dosumo, like that, the oil rivers. They came from the Atlantic waterfronts, entered into trade treaties and protection treaties with some of those trading partners in little bits and patches. Those treaties, dating back to the 1840s, 50s, 60s, and all of that, was what the British had in their hands. At the time, they were pushing northwards because on all the other sides. Where will I even let me go closer so you can see. No, it's clear enough. They have a you can use the flyer you have in your hand, the one that is broken. Don't mind the fact that it's broken. The flyer has that map. This is Atlantic. You see Lagos there. You see Port Harcourt here. This is the Atlantic waterfront. This British came. You can see that apart from River Niger, the map is divided into two sides. The British entered from this side, and all the parts in that lower part were already in their hands at the time. On the other side, I'm sure you all remember the jihad, which we still have. You remember that they were foreigners too who invaded, landed in Sokoto 1804, and conquered the portion in green in your map. They overran them. 1804. The British came in the 1860s. That means they were here 60 years before the British got here. Now, having secured that portion that you see in green, they were pushing downwards. They also wanted to get to the Atlantic waterfront. The British wanted to get to what was left on the east. On the eastern side is Cameroon. On the northeastern side is Chad, then Niger, and then Benin Republic to the left. The French had already taken all of the other places. The British would have pushed all the way to here, if not for that caliphate that was already occupying here and pushing downwards. They met halfway in a fight that happened in the Ilorin-Benue axis. Caliphate coming to the ocean, the British trying to secure the balance of the land. After a short while, it occurred to them, we're on the same mission, oh boy. Two robbery gangs after the same target. Say, why do we fight ourselves? Why don't you bring what you have? I bring what I have. We consolidate it so that we can share the benefits of having it permanently. And that was what became the amalgamation of 1914. Every document that transpired between them is in our possession, lodged in libraries across the world. Whatever they choose to do is already too late to be able to reverse the actions that have been initiated to salvage ourselves from what they've landed us into. Now, having reached that agreement, I'm sure some of us recall when the Caliphate was talking about dipping their Quran into the Atlantic Ocean. That is, they were telling the British at the time this matter of Nigeria, because it was for them a matter of conquest. That is, they had to conquer. But the British came with something else. They said, well, whenever you guys are done with whatever you came to do, we'll push on until we dip our Quran into the Atlantic Ocean. Anybody here ever heard about that? Wonderful. Now,
so we'll pause this video here. I'm sure this video is already in circulation. If you type it, you're going to see it. Nigerians' core problem prescribes a cure. Tony Nadi diagnosis. Tony Nadi diagnosis, Nigeria's core problem prescribes a cure. Our brother Wisdom, that's his TikTok, Wisdom Hub, that's his TikTok account. So this is already there. And we want to bring in, because we told our people that, because if you don't, my people say that if you don't know where the rain started beating you, you will not know where it began to dry. History is very important, because it's the history that will help you to understand what is happening to you and then begin to understand how you need to solve it. If you don't understand the history, if you don't understand how the trouble started, if somebody is telling you this is the solution, it won't make sense to you because you didn't know how the whole thing started. That's why when we come here, we try to take us back Some people say, but Britain has gone. No, they've not gone. They're here. So, but you need to break it down for you to understand what we're saying. We told you they use 3 tools: ignorance, fear, and terror, military terror. That ignorance, that is to brainwash the people and make sure that they don't even know what is going on. That role is being played through religion, both Christianity, Islam, religion, like they brainwash you. But as we will have it, the young people are beginning to realize that the Church of Rome, for instance, is an example, it's not only that one, has done harm to Ndi Igbo, for instance, because we're going to, in this show today, we'll get feedback from Igbo people, because when we tell our people that work is going on the grassroots, social media, what we do here is to give us feedback, but the actual work is on the ground with the grassroots, with the people, with the natives, with the people, because they're the owners of the land. They live on the ancestral lands. All the things your politicians and criminal religious leaders are doing that you're seeing, they are robbing the villagers, they are robbing the indigenous peoples that live on the land. So this message is getting to them. And from time to time, we'll give you feedback what is going on. In one of Nina's videos, we'll tell you that anywhere you go now, people are beginning to understand that it's the Constitution. They might not understand the technicality involved in how to resolve it, but they are beginning to understand what we're saying. And when we say, oh, religion played a major role in colonizing Africans, our people are beginning to understand it. Because it's not that, well, it's not individual fights. It is what it is. It's a system put in place. So if you are practicing that religion and you say, I don't want to hear, it's okay. We'll continue to do what we're doing. Those that want to hear will hear. So the young people are beginning to realize that the Church of Rome, for instance, has done more harm to Ndi Igbo and indeed all Africa, all indigenous Africans, than the good that they are saying that they did. If we are honest and do the research, we will see that the colonizers' denominations, because they came with different dominations, are worthless to us, for they lie about the identity and true work of Master Yeshua HaMashiach. If you lie about the identity of the Messiah, how he looks, his nature, his origin, what else are you not telling us the truth about? The core of the message was corrupted for the essence of brainwashing us, deceiving us, and colonizing us. And somebody say it's not a big deal. Somebody say it's not something to discuss. We're going there. We are going to the roots. If we get to the roots, all the things we see there, we'll bring them up. Some we say, no, don't talk about religion, just discuss Ninas. When my people are tied with it, how can they hear the message from Ninas? If their ears have been blocked and their hands tied, their eyes tied, how can they hear? That's why we go there. And if you mean well for our people, you also will go there. Messiah of the whole world, God, the creator of the universe, the one that created humanity, gave us a Messiah. Collectively, all humans, but they lied about it. They say he only came to save us from sins. That if we repent, pray, pay tithes, do offering, we'll be fine. Have we not done it for how many years? My people, are we fine? They left out the second part of that message, which is that he also came to liberate us from all oppressors. Yes, we said it. It's part A and part B. The work of Yeshua HaMashiach is part A and part B. That's why he said, I have started, you people will finish. He said, you even do more than I have done, and I've given you the authority to go and do it. Finish it. I've come to save you from sins, and I will also liberate you from oppressors. That's the second part of the work. But you won't hear it from churches from Europe, the oppressors, the Edomites, descendants of Esau. Of course, their Pentecostal partners they are the same, because it's what they brought from Rome that those Pentecostal criminal people are copying. How to exploit the people and become God and Lord over the people. It's the same practice. They will not teach it, and they are not willing to teach it. However, the message has gone out, and our people are beginning to talk and teach themselves. Because lies have expiry dates, but truth remains strong. I'll pull up another video for us, and then we'll listen to what our brother is saying. Please pay attention. Pay attention. No sentiments, please. Do not add sentiments. Just pay attention. Don't make it personal. It's not a personal battle. It's not. We are not here for persons or what. No, it's a system. We're talking about the system, what the system has done to us, and how we need to reverse what it has done. It's important that we discuss. Thank you.
The people that have dealt much with the Igbo people is the Catholic Church. The Catholic Church has made sure that everything the Igbo people represent was rubbed to the mud. That will explain. Who is Bishop Shanahan? Bishop Shanahan was the man that made sure that every Igbo people today sees Ekwensu as Satan. That is part of the love that the Catholic is showing the Igbo people. The people who demeaned your culture to infuse their own in you. Remember, you are not the one I'm attacking. Don't get me wrong. This is we trying to dissect matters. What love did the Catholic people show the Igbo people? Mention one love. The love that they sent Irish missionaries. That's why I said we don't even understand the way the church operates. The entirety of Europe is a Ponzi scheme. The 1884 Berlin Conference proved that my point about the Ponzi scheme is real. What do? They set this one to be like a savior to you, and set this one to be a killer. The killer and the savior is working for one grandmaster. For example, imagine France coming to your aid where Italy killed you. They are the same people. Imagine Spain coming to your aid when Germany killed you. They are the same people. Imagine Belgium coming to your aid when Netherlands has killed you. They are the same people. So what did the Catholic Church do to Africa? Do to Igbo land precisely? Mention one thing. The people that brought about the war we are fighting today, the struggle of the Biafra people, the same people that brought in divide and conquer, the same people that did the power tumble, the same people that made power to shift to the north, the same people is sending you aid after killing you. So what did the Catholic Church do for Igbo land? Erecting a school where you must have taken away the core values of your people, inciting a war, then coming as peacekeepers, bringing about uprising, then bringing aid to capture it on camera. It's just like a man who killed my father, promising lost in my life, taking the life of my father. There are people who came and took away our 4 sons, took away the Ikenga holders, took away our heritage. Our 4 sons who are the ones heading the Ago, and we're not all in the way to say an Anigo. The Opalanina was no noka. You can't go Rago no noka. That is the love they brought to our people. But can I make a free fat and talk about? Don't know free fat before man go candle on the buy. You could be a Fuamo, na Nibo. We can Gana Nodo, na Benia, no Cabia, see no Abonios each night. You see about Mechi Abulia. Even in a weekend, Gana buy no noka. Or Macamatori put answer one them. Look at the way they wasted hands. Hands young long which uncle I see uncle. Only join your Abafa, say Bafa, my father dance young long which Macanandi by Adam, which you dancing what that age, Acadia. Can you Endoka? Can you a Catholic Church Melundi Igbo. Ofife Kanchokan. Bishop Shanahan, that the Igbo people today so much hate Ekwensu without understanding the concept of Ekwensu is Shanahan. Onyabu Shanahan. What is love from Shanahan? Shanahan. Shanahan. Mban. What of people that then abide? Biafran war. Ndoka. The same people, the same British people, Koslogo, with the Irish people as aid. Orofu is a Ponzi scheme. The people whose civilization was so advanced was made to live that which they had, to begin to believe. They took away principle and gave us faith. We were a people living with principle. We don't believe things, we know things. They took away the principle of knowing and introduced the concept of faith. We started believing. Since the day our people stopped principle and chose faith, that is the day ndị Igbo na ani. Malụkwanụ na ani Igbo ka onye Anglican enwere ike ịnụ onye Catholic. Gwa m ofe ife ndị ụka weta Bible ezigbo ifo, gwa m ofe ife. Nsebedi is nowhere to be found. Ancient writings that knew no boundary, taken away from my people. Matthew 10:34. And Jesus says, think not that I've come for peace. I've not come for peace. Rather to set a son against the father, to set a daughter against the mother. This is their tactics to divide and conquer. The people that have dealt more.
So we told you that on this platform, we are the voice to the voiceless. We are not here for you elites. You are living comfortably in the cities, enjoying whatever the white man put in place. But the people deprived, people suffering are the villagers, the indigenous peoples, the owners of the land, those ones that they robbed, that you might enjoy whatever it is that you enjoy. And then when they look, they say, oh, Nigeria is a good place. I was in Nigeria and we had good fun. Everything is happening there. We did this and we did that. The few people that are enjoying, what of the majority of our people? Where are they? What are they enjoying? We are the voice to the voiceless. Those people that cannot speak, we are here for them. We told you that everything, they did it together. So that the more you look, the less you see. But our role here is to unravel it. Like onion, remove it shell by shell. Remove it so that you will see what has been done to you. And then when we say this is the solution, it will make sense to you. We want to bring up our sister, Dr. Arkena. She's playing a major role in this work all over the place. You see her going to places, trying to talk, to make people see that this thing going on, it has to stop. So please listen to her once again as you continue to share. Thank you.
I just want to bring the children of Africa home because we understand the diaspora are Africa's true gold. Think of the brains that are in the diaspora. Think of the monies in the diaspora. If we can just repatriate those brains, repatriate those monies in an organized way, we don't need anybody. We are actually the only continent on earth that doesn't need the world. The world is Africa. Everybody knows it. There's not a single strategic planning session by any country around the world outside Africa that doesn't start with Africa. Because everything they need can and is being found in Africa. So we have what it takes, and they know it. You know, they're very jealous of us, actually very envious of what we have as a people. So not only have they gone after our natural resources, now they're going after our human resources. You see, they've gone for so many decades of reduced reproductive process. Now, the age gaps in their nations, huge. They're now looking for people to take care of them when they age.
Okay, that was short. And we said we have what it takes in Africa. We have what it takes to build a continent that when you come, you'll be wondering, where is this? We have everything, including human resources. we have. So somebody will say, so what? Why are we not where we're supposed to be? That's what we talk about neo-colonial projects. From colonialism to neo-colonial project. Google it, you will understand. NINAS has put in place a concept that will help bring back Africans in an organized manner, not just Nigerians, because it's a template for self-determination. When you apply it anywhere, it will give you the same result. All stakeholders just need to understand the concept and begin to implement it. Everywhere, it will give the same result. So I'll pull up Nina's video because we like to cap everything with Nina's video. Please pay attention. Listen. You can get notes, get paper, take notes. The things you didn't know before, write them. Don't say, oh, what they're saying. Write them down. Thank God we are in the era of information. Write the things down, then go and Google, go and research. Verify what we're saying. And then when you come, it will make sense. So I'll pull up Nina's, and this particular one is another video sent to us by our father, Reverend David Salami, with his DVT. Sorry, I'm blocking myself. With his DVT work that he's doing to mobilize his people. So please, his voice is a little low, but eventually you will hear Nina's voice. He's going to make the introduction, then he will talk to his people in Yoruba, because like we told you, the only reason I speak English is because it's the lingua franca. We were colonized by Britain. So, and anyway, it's helping us to talk to one another. Apart from that, the most important information must go to our people in their native tongues. So if you're here listening to us, you have an assignment. You will hear it, understand it, then go to your villages and speak to our people in their native tongues. They will understand you because our people are intelligent. So our father, Dr. Salami, this is the video he's used in the mobilization he's doing in his own place, the Southeast. They belong to the Southeast block of Ninas. We told you that Ninas has 3 blocks for ease of organization. Southwest, I made a mistake. Our father is Southwest. So there's Southwest block, which is the Yoruba block. Then there's Middle Belt block. And then there's Lower Niger Congress block. The 3 blocks where our people are. We are not saying these are the nations. We are just saying to group the indigenous peoples, because each of these blocks have all the indigenous peoples inside. So to organize them, talk to them, lecture them, enlighten them, then so that when they act in unison. That's the essence of an alliance. So please listen to our father, and then we'll continue. I'll break this video into 2 because it's quite long. I'll break it into 2 like we did last week. Thank you.
Wherever you are hearing my voice, congratulations, happy new year. I bring you good news from Ninas. The 1999 fraudulent constitution that has been troubling you, that has brought you pain for the past 26 years. I have good news for you. As you enter to this new year, it has been delegitimized. He is pulled down. He is dead. He cannot rise up again. And wait for a moment to listen to Tony Nadi, the spokesperson of NINAS, that is Nigeria Indigenous Nationalities Alliance for Self-Determination, as he gives you the detail of the death of 1999 fraudulent constitution. Eka Rekale, bíkíbi tẹ́ bá ti ń gbọ́ mi, mo mú ròyìn ayọ̀ ńlá wá fún yín wípé ìwé àbádòfin 1999 tó kó yín sínú wàhálà àti ìdààmú ní Nàìjíríà tó jẹ́ kí àwọn politician olóṣèlú jẹgúdújẹrá kí wọ́n máa yàn yín jẹ kí wọ́n sọ ẹ̀yin àtọmọ ìjọ ẹrú àtàwọn ọmọ ìdí ẹrú á ti gbé lulẹ̀, ó ti kú, kò sí lè dìde mọ́. Ìgbésẹ̀ tẹ́ ó gbé tí òfin ní wá sáyé mọ́, a fẹ́ sọ fún yín báyìí látẹnu ìránṣẹ́ Ọlọ́run tó ní nádì. Mo bẹ̀ yín àgbàkíkà lọ bó ṣe ń sọ tàbí ìwé náà ṣe kú àti pé agbára tó wà nílé tí olóṣèlú kan kò fi lè yàn yín jẹ mọ́. Kínní kan ló dájú, ẹ ń láti sọ fún wọn pé kẹ́nikẹ́ni ó má fà yín lọ sí 2027 election. Bí pásítọ̀ bá sọ kẹ́ lọ dìbò kẹ́ lọ 2027 election, ẹ sọ pé ẹ gbà pé pásítọ̀, general overseer, imam, gbogbo wọn ló lẹ̀dí àpòpọ̀ mọ́ àwọn olóṣèlú tí wọ́n ń korí lẹ́kùn. Ayé àwọn ọmọ tí wọ́n ń dára, ṣùgbọ́n ayé àwọn ọmọ tí yín ń bàjẹ́. Àwa ti ṣe wọ́n tá a lè ṣe, ó kù sọ́wọ́ yín. Ẹ dìde, ẹ gbára yín kò lọ́wọ́ àwọn jẹgúdújẹrá olóṣèlú yìí. Àwa ò bá wọn jà, àwa ò sọ pé kí wọ́n kúrò ní gọ́ọ̀mẹ́ntà. Nǹkan kan náà rí i pé wọn ò gbọ́dọ̀ kú sí ìgbèkùn election 2020 kò mọ́. Àti bọ́ ẹrú. Olóòtú NINAS ọ̀gbẹ́ni Tony Nnadi bó ṣe ṣàlàyé kíní ìlẹ́kùnrẹ́rẹ́ ló wá ràn wá lọ́wọ́.
Sorry for that section. It was very low, but I allowed it to play because it was in Yoruba. Those that listen very well will understand what he was trying to say. Because like we said, we are here to represent our local people. We'll talk to the elites. That's okay. But our local people, their voices must be heard. That's why we bend over to accommodate them, because it's very, very important. They are the people and power belongs to them. This right that we are talking about, this self-determination right, is their right and it must be exercised. We are only helping to organize them so that they will exercise it in the pre-approved manner. So now we'll continue to play the video of Nina's. Listen, pay attention. New delegitimized 1999 Constitution must proceed to decommissioning via transitioning. You see how organized? So please pay attention. Thank you.
We are happy to report that the Constitution of Nigeria 1999, the unitary constitution that has brought Nigeria to ruins, has been delegitimized. The strategic objective of NINAS in raising the union dispute and declaring that force majeure, offering a transitioning template to the sinking union of Nigeria. The strategic objective has been met because that constitution is now in open dispute. The government, the institutions, the people, everybody who is anybody in the public space in Nigeria, has of necessity had to take a position on that constitution. We had Ngozi Okonjo telling the lawyers in the land at their annual conference in 2024 that Nigeria is where it is economically on account of the unsettled social contract. That is the constitution right there. For those who do not understand the meaning of constitution, social contract, it is the constitution. And then we heard Kingsley Moghalu saying that the economy is in free fall because we are building that economy on an unsettled constitutional foundation, and therefore he recommends a constitutional reconstruction of Nigeria in order to begin to rebuild the economy of Nigeria. Do we need to talk about the democracy of Nigeria? Can we have a democracy in a constitution of apartheid, in a constitution of impunity? We cannot have a democracy. So from every side you look at the matter, that constitution is now known to be the source of the woes of Nigeria, the misery of Nigeria, whether it is the economic free fall that we have seen, or the security breakdown, or the meltdown of the social fabric of society, the hunger that has come, And so Ninas is delighted to report that we will now engage the next gear. That next gear being the phase of decommissioning the operation of that constitution. At every point in time, we had left the gates open for the government, those who are managing the day-to-day affairs of Nigeria, to come along in this reasoning and thinking to solve this problem together. Otherwise, those who are living in the torment are not going to continue to endure, while those who are tormenting them by clinging onto that constitution continue in their journey to nowhere, election after election, while sharing the blood of the people every month. And so the purpose of this broadcast is to inform us that we must now decide whether we want to move on in the trajectory we are currently going, that is guaranteed to end in disaster, to end in a crash, or we come to our senses to make a U-turn, go sit down and discuss the union as currently defined. We have to go to this, get the owners of the sovereignties that are confiscated by this constitution into the discussion sooner than later. We cannot afford to plunge into another round of elections mandated by that constitution. That is the central message from this broadcast, because Ninas will be rallying the victims of unitary Nigeria against the enforcers of unitary Nigeria, meaning that the enforcers of unitary Nigeria that are planning to go to another election that will give life to that constitution from 2027 are going to be confronted by the victims of unitary Nigeria. Who are these victims of unitary Nigeria? All of those who are now perishing in the hunger, all of those who are now being slaughtered across the places where they are being invaded, particularly in the Middle Belt. All of those young people who can no longer see their future in the Nigeria that's not working, for them, and who have had to try to trek across the desert, they die in numbers. To go across the Mediterranean, they die even more. All of those who, the medical, hands that are fleeing to places where they can find more, even the fintech, young people who now go to look for a job, they don't have to, they don't see how Nigeria can accommodate them in their own aspirations. So they're abandoning Nigeria. For those who go to, instead of going to solve the problem, go to say, oh, you believe. I don't believe in the fraud. You are inviting everybody to come and believe in the Nigeria that will be great. What will make Nigeria great is to rework the foundation that is damaged.
Exactly.
It's crumbling. Everybody can see it. Only the people that gather to share money in Abuja every month can say it is not so. Let us take a quick look at a few indices. We don't, all these statistics that people come to cite on TV all the time for how GDP is growing and how, all kinds of, let us be practical. Let's look between the time we came out with this force majeure in 2020. Let us look at the economy. What is the report card? I mean, if I was addressing a hall of just market men and women in any random location, it could be Alaba, it could be Dugbe Market, it could be Lafenwa in Abeokuta, it could be Ochanja in Onitsha, or Sabongari Market in Kano. Imagine that you were to address an audience made up of traders in those markets, and you were to discuss with them what has been their experience concerning the economy. The little they will understand will bring them into telling you that that there's hunger now. That will be the summary of their report, that they are hungry. That's what they're going to be telling you about the economy. Exactly. They're going to be telling you that their poverty has increased exponentially beyond what it was before. They're going to be telling you that that the naira that used to do a few things for them before is now, worth far less than it was, and that they're not even sure of whether that it will remain in the range it is now. That's what they're likely to get from them, because they're telling you what our interregnum president did say in the time Jonathan was president. He said that anyhow you are doing with the economy, if you want to measure whether it's effective or not effective, whether it's working or not working, go to the marketplace and ask the market women, how are things with you? Exactly. Since we came, that you are likely to get better answers than those people that come to cite all kinds of statistics of GDP for you. Yes. And so it is in that sense that we say the report card for economy between the 2020 and 2024 is that there is serious hunger, particularly since after the 2023 election. There's hunger in the land, there's poverty that is deepening, and there's the currency collapse, the naira is sliding. You come to security, you ask those who live in that insecurity, leave the people who are polishing for them in media houses, or the experts, the so-called experts that they invite to come to report how things are. You look at security, ask those who live in Benue, in those places where, Fulani invasion is happening every day. They will tell you that there have been more killings and more kidnappings. Ask them in the east, ask them in Ekiti or wherever. They will tell you that there have been more killings, there have been more kidnapping, and that terror has grown. And even before you go to asking them, you are likely to see in the front pages of the newspapers the story of the Lakarua, the Fulani militia that are regrouped from Niger and Mali and Burkina Faso back into Nigeria, because they have been dislodged in other places, and they've come here to try to join the ones that came while Buhari, their principal and champion, was president here. So that's the state of security. More killings, more kidnap, more terror. We are talking to the ordinary people now across the length and breadth of Nigeria, not the ones who are paid by government to come and lie on TV. You come to, the question of corruption. Is there anybody that needs to be told that corruption is growing in leaps and bounds? We used to hear about millions of naira that got stolen. Now we're hearing billions. In fact, by the time Buhari was leaving, it was 31 trillion. They called it a fancy name, Ways and Means. 30 trillion that Ways and Means is where the president will tell the central bank governor to please find me 5 billion there, find me 50 billion there. He doesn't need to explain to anybody at all. They just take the money. They will then explain it later. It was after Buhari left office that this same National Assembly began to approve all of those things and amortize it to say, okay, we take it as borrowing that the government did yesterday. For what purpose? What was the money used for, other than what we have seen, the recklessness and the flamboyance of people in governance? That's what, of course, some of that money must have gone into financing the terror that Buhari was, bringing the Fulani to inflict on the other people. We knew what he was doing in Niger Republic. We knew what he was doing in Mali. We knew what he was doing in Burkina Faso, trying to entrench the Fulani, and we saw how from which budget did Buhari find the 100 billion naira he gave to Miyetti Allah? At the time, Miyetti Allah was taking responsibility for the atrocities of so-called Fulani herdsmen. So it was part of how that 30 trillion, Ways and Means got spent. We have seen his handmaid called Godwin Emefiele, and the kind of things being associated with him. They said they saw 700 something houses. In Abuja the other time. We don't know the details, but his name is what have been thrown up in that story. So corruption has grown in leaps and bounds. We saw Yahya Bello and his antics You are being accused of 110 billion plus. That's in one tranche. Another tranche over 80, 90 billion. You are being accused, and then you came. EFCC didn't find any way to get to him until he came at his own time. He even came on one occasion and left. And then we're being told that corruption is being fought. Look at the people fighting the corruption. Just look at them. And when they say corruption perception index, what are we perceiving? What are we seeing? So corruption has grown in leaps and bounds. The governance, if there was governance before, relatively, I mean, measured against the past, you could see it's been deteriorating and it's in complete dilapidation. The cost of governance, for those who are talking about cost of governance and how to bring it down, it is not by reducing a convoy of 50 vehicles by 3 or 4, or saying that many people can only travel with a certain number of people. What are they traveling around to do? The foreign investors you are going to invite, no matter how you come to do your PowerPoint presentation, they are going to be asking about the rule of law in the place.
Exactly.
They are going to be asking about the security in the place, because no matter how much profit you are going to make, if the security of those people who are going to be working for you in that place, look at the number of companies that are leaving. Just look at the companies, some of which have been here for 60 years plus, 30 years plus. Living an economy, the other day it was Netflix. There was there's a cement company, I can't remember their name now, and manufacturing companies that employ quite a large number of people. We knew when all the other ones left before. I mean, in the last few months, the ones who have joined in living, what is it that is chasing them? Your citizens are departing. The corporate entities that provide employment are departing. What are they seeing that you are not seeing? And you are rejoicing that your policies are working. Nigeria will soon become great again, and things are grinding to a halt. And so that cost of governance in which we are financing 812 governments every month, that has gone down from billion to trillion. We're now discussing trillion every month. And the government turn around to say, oh, we have surplus of 10 trillion. We have surplus of 6 trillion, in some quarter. So all those things are telling us this is just a casual overview of what has happened with the economy, the security, the corruption index, and the cost of governance. And so where does it leave us? Ninas is saying, are we not able to see now that we can continue to build on this and get somewhere? And therefore, this anniversary will be first about celebrating the legitimization of that constitution. If anything can be said about Nigeria across the last 4 years, it is that Nigerians, including the government of Nigeria, including foreigners, because we carried our campaign to the UN, to the international circuit, including the UN. You saw in 2021 when we went to tell the whole world that the Nigerian Union is now disputed. When Buhari was trying to attend the United Nations, General Assembly session for 76th session, we went out there to tell the whole world that we are in some kind of house cleaning exercise, and that part of what we said in that first Marshall Proclamation was to issue a caveat to the international investors that they're inviting to come to put their money in this disputed project. Nigeria is now a disputed project until we settle the question of the constitution by which we are unionized. It was imposed on us. It has ruined our lives. It has taken all of what should have made us better than we are now. It has set up a system that can only promote corruption, a system that is anti-development, a system that is anti-innovation, a system that is feeding on the blood of its people, yes. A system that is chasing away young people from the country, that should have been their country, a system that is designed to choke the constituents to death. That's what we have now. And Ninas would then be saying, first is to rejoice. We're going to get our people to celebrate the defeat of that constitution because it is now delegitimized. If you doubt me, go down the street in your neighborhood and tell anybody, including the people who sell on the street, that constitution is not the problem. They will beat you up because they now know that is the problem. The question is, what then do we do to come out of that problem? Because if that constitution is responsible for the killings happening around us, responsible for the hunger tormenting us in our households, responsible for all the infrastructure that is missing and lacking, responsible for the corruption we read about every day, of course, you have a hard time explaining to them, telling them that they can continue to endure it while the government continue to live in its profligacy. This question of raising more taxes, for what purpose? You sell 3 million barrels of crude oil, you've not been able to add any value to the life of the citizens than causing them more torment, more pain all around. And you are squeezing them while you go buying new jets, presidential jets and yachts for yourself, convoy unlimited number of exotic vehicles that run in several hundreds of billions if you put some of the convoys together. That's the kind of thing that the government that is asking people to sacrifice and pay more tax, is doing with the money. So even the money they borrow, I won't be surprised. This latest round of borrowing of dollar, by which they are pretending that Naira is still standing, they will share it out in this Christmas. We saw it last Christmas where they gave almost 300 million. Babio was announcing to them to please go and check their, check for their alerts for what the 300 million thereabout. We are not talking about the constituency project that they take all kinds of monies. All this money is being gathered, not going towards anything that will become a production for anybody, because that constitution permits it.
So we pause a little bit. Please, thank you for your patience. Thank you for listening, because it's very important. Information is very important. I remember in those days, my father, BBC, he would listen, pay attention. Would even know that he was listening to, oh my goodness. Imagine our people listening to the people that are cooking up lies against them, paying so much attention, thinking like, okay, these people are speaking truth. You don't know that they're just brainwashing you with information. But on this platform, we want to give you accurate information so that when you're discussing with the people out there, because like we said, this is self-determination. That means self. You administer it to self. You're going to be part of it. But we want you to be well informed. So take notes so that when you are discussing, you're not discussing out of sentiment. Oh, lamentation. Oh, wailing. Oh my God. Hey, yeah. Can you imagine? No. You'll be talking points. And they will ask you a question, you will respond. Say, because this is this and this and this and this. This is why we want our people to be discussing, especially our youths. Because our youths are our energy, our power. But we want them to be informed youths. Not ignorant youth because the colonial masters want our youth to be ignorant so that they will react out of sentiment, enter inside bush with stick, and be running up and down, say freedom, freedom, freedom. And they will have opportunity to wipe them off. We don't want that. We want to give our people accurate information, not propaganda, not lies. The truth that the truth on the table is enough to liberate you. You don't need to add lies. You don't need to add propaganda, because truth is sacrosanct and truth will remain forever. So if you understand the truth, when you are discussing, you'll be making sense to yourself and even to your enemy. When your enemy knows that you now know what he knows, is it not game over? It's game over now. So please continue to share, like, and subscribe. I will start playing again. I just gave us few seconds break so that we'll free our hands for those that are taking notes. We will go back to it. Listen, please. Pay attention. Thank you so much. You're doing a good job. Can see you.
And so Ninas will be getting those who understand what constitution means, not those who think it is that booklet, including the lawyers in the land who do not know the meaning of constitution. Because if they do, they would have taken a position on this matter of, erecting Nigeria on a constitution that is doomed to collapse. Mm-hmm. That Nigeria will collapse if it is on the foundation of this. No matter what the reform you try to do, the ones who are choking in that your reform, the ones who are choking in that Nigeria that's not working, they owe it a duty, including myself, to bring down that construction.
Exactly.
Let us decide whether we want a union or we don't. If we want a union, let's go and discuss the union. If we think we can, by brigandage, continue to build on this foundation of fraud, I tell you, a larger number of people are working to bring down that construction. It's like a building on the disputed land.
Exactly.
And so we come down to where do we go from here? Ninas will be organizing a celebration of our victory over that constitution across the holiday. As we come back from that celebration of the victory over that constitution, we will then be drawing the line between those who are planning to go to renew the life of that constitution. Listen carefully. Ninas will be drawing the line between those who are planning to renew the life of that constitution by way of election in 2027 and those who are so fed up with that constitution and the unitary Nigeria that has been built on it, that are now ready to stop the few that are going to drag them to that election, because the election is the renewal cycle for the life of that constitution. And so Ninas deliberately, you saw in 2023, from 2019, we began to shout every day. We invited the church, the religious leaders to say, your flock will die if you go to this election. We can see it now. Now there's a poster. You can look at this poster. Look at these men of God that you thought were watching over your back. Just look at this poster closely. You can see Komuye here. You can see Adeboye there. You can see Oyedepo there. You can see Umar Okpai. You can see El Buba. You can see Ibiyome in Port Harcourt. You can see all of them. Waloke as their president. Pentecostal Fellowship. They want to gather in February to say the rebirth of Nigeria. But they've never taken a position around this question of the constitution that rendered Nigeria what it has become. But they want a rebate. Before you know it now, like we had one of them talking about the number they have to go and get a vote and install people in power. Under which constitution, we ask you all.
Exactly.
Why can't you be on the side of truth in this debate with a falsehood? The falsehood is that we, the people, made and gave unto ourselves the 1999 constitution. We never did. And that is the foundation upon which we are building. If the foundation is destroyed, what can the righteous do? Adeboye, I ask you. Oyedepo, I ask you. Ibiyome, I ask you. Kumuyi, I ask you. Elbuba, I ask you. If the foundation is destroyed, what can the righteous do? Nigeria is erected on a foundation of falsehood, on a foundation that is destroyed. The people are dying. And you stand with the enemy that imposed that constitution to say you want a rebate. If you do not take a position on this matter of this constitution, to declare that this constitution is a fraud, to declare that this constitution cannot remain the basis of union, to declare that we cannot go to another election under this constitution, if you don't do that, we are going to mobilize your flock to ask you why you are standing with falsehood in a debate with truth, why you are standing with darkness in a debate with light, why you are standing with the enemies of the people that impose this terrible constitution on them. Where's the tutu amongst you? When South Africans found themselves under such a situation, it took a Bishop Tutu to stand with the people to say this darkness must be replaced by light.
Yes.
But what has been the report here? We fall back on what Tunde Bakare said about your role in this. Let's listen to Bakare so that it's not we alleging. That is your role.
Problem. All general overseers must go to prison. I am not joking. I said so in the open many years ago during the convention of Mike Okongo. I said, lock Adeboye, lock Kumuyi, lock Osaye, lock me up also. By the time we finish, Nigeria will change. I have a reason for saying so. In 1 Kings chapter 4, I know I'll be quoted tomorrow. I'm ready for their war. If the revolution does not begin in the church, it cannot spread. If it does not begin in the mosque, it cannot spread. I am telling you, except those institutions change, Nigeria will never change. They control the soul and minds of millions of people. They sold me to death. Yes. Beginning from your church and your mosque. Ask your leaders, where are they getting the money they are spending lavishly for?
Exactly.
If it's not from the contribution of the saints will be from Abuja. Next service, pay stones to church. Revolution begin. Parents from their country to their children. As I carry the revolution to Obasanjo's age. Carry the revolution to all these many of our presidents. I think December is too late. I think January is too far. I challenge you to rise. I challenge you to fight. I challenge you to the revolution will begin. And any hole that will push these oppressors out of our line, we are saying no to corruption, no to oppression. Let the revolution begin.
What Bakare just said now is your role in upholding evil against the people. So Ninas will bring that challenge to you in your very auditorium.
Yes.
That multitude you have been deceiving into PVC and another election. That rebate, you must define that rebate ahead of February. If you don't, every day before that February, the message will continue to pour into your fold. Your flock will ask you where you stand on this question of this constitution. For the other people who are like the lawyers in the land, Afam Anyamo Sigwa, somebody who is a president of Bar Association now, this will be the litmus test for whether you understand what constitution is, whether the Bar Association of Nigeria, NBA, understands that this is what constitution is doing to the people. The unitary constitution of Nigeria, what are the lawyers in Nigeria said about this? How can they pretend, how can the lawyers in Nigeria pretend that it doesn't concern them? From the time Olisa Abakoba became the Bar Association president, let those who can reach Olisa Abakoba ask him whether we did not have this conversation ahead of when he became president of Nigerian Bar Association. From that time, there have been more than 8 administrations of Bar Association. We engaged every one of them, apart from Dauda that presided over the hanging of Kensaruwa. The rest of them, we engaged to say, what does the Bar Association of Nigeria say about this constitution that is the reason that Nigeria is upside down? So on this occasion, I am the president of a Bar Association. If the Bar Association you lead does not take a position on this matter, to say that this constitution is a fraud, to say we cannot build a democracy on this constitution, then it is a failure that has to be punished. Because is it the people who, if the lawyers in the land will not take a position on that matter, who else would then do so?
Exactly.
And so we can go from that to the media, to the Labour Congress, all of those who lament, to the NGOs, the ones that will soon begin to talk about the electoral reform, Waste panel, and all of that report. Let us dress back from that stupidity. The ones who will be inviting us to come and bring good leadership, Peter Obi and Co., that will want to go to another election under this constitution, you are going to have a fight, a very big fight before you get to the question of who amongst you will emerge in any election. Whatever it will take to prevent you from dragging us into the renewal of the life of that constitution by way of election in 2027, be informed that those who have deceived all these many years are getting informed, and they're going to confront those who are dragging them. It's a battle for life or death for them, because you have taken them to elections. They've seen the outcomes. They are living in these things I just recounted to you. That's where it has. That's where your guidance and leadership has taken them in such of in such a filthy locker for yourself, because that's what all you get. You become president, and then what? That constitution remains. Nothing will change for the people. But those who won the elections are there sharing the blood of the people every month. And so Ninas is saying that we must now draw the line between the victims of the unitary constitution of Nigeria, and the enforcers of that unitary constitution. Those enforcers include all the political parties across the lines, whether it's PDP or APC or Labour Party or any one of the coming together of the ones who are holding nocturnal meetings all over the place. They all subscribe to that constitution. But on behalf of the victims of that constitution, we're going to rally those victims of that constitution to confront those who are planning to go to renew their damnation in 2027. Mark it. That is what the whole of the first quarter of 2025 will be all about. Yes. And anybody who will find himself on the side of that constitution against the people that are dying under that constitution, you won't find people like us in the arena when the mob will be asking you, because they are good. It will come to where that hunger will force them to ask you these questions. The information is going. Listen, put your ear to the ground, find out what's going on in Ibadan, find out what's going on in Yenagoa, find out what's going on across the grassroots, across the country, all the way to the northern parts.
Yes.
I would think that we'll do ourselves great favor to pay more attention, research these things you've heard now. It's so very easy. Nina's website, www.ninasvoice.org. www.ninasvoice.org. If you get on YouTube, we have more than 400 broadcasts like the one you heard now, detailing every step of what went wrong, what can be done, what needs to be done, the concepts that you didn't understand before.
Yes.
Get on the Nina's YouTube channel, Nina's Voice. That's the name of the YouTube channel. And you will enlighten yourself about all of this. Let nobody be taken unawares, because that line is already drawn. Let those who go to holiday, the only task we have given to those who are heading to holiday now is to rejoice, find a way to celebrate the demise of that constitution, and then get more information for what will be your role in how to take down that constitution. We only ask our people to do one thing: reject the journey to another election under that constitution. Begin to say so. It's not boycott. Boycott is that you will not vote on the day of vote. No. What we're talking about is to shut down the entire journey so that there is no election at all, because you are rejecting. Say it loudly that you reject this constitution, for which reason you will not go to another election. That's all Ninas has asked you to do. If you're not doing it, you are inviting the Fulani invaders to come to where you are. You are inviting the state captors in Abuja to ruin your life to the point where you just drop dead. We stop there.
Thank you so much. Your responsibility to make the change. Your voice, your power, your freedom. Yes, you. Nobody will do it for you. You will play that role, because it's called self-determination. Make the demand now. Transition now. So I'm leaving for you to see the numbers that you can call to get more information. That's how I'm lining the way you can get more information. We are on information. Like, it's very important for you to be informed. And that is why we do things the way we do them, so that you will get accurate information. So we finished this segment of video. Told you that there are two segments for this show. The first segment is we play videos, and then the next segment is the PowerPoint slides, and then we expatiate more on the videos that you just watched. The topic today says, well on, Nigerians. Well on until you suffer enough. We got the inspiration for this topic from our sister Ndidi, the article that she wrote during the week. We hear a lot of people wailing, crying, lamenting, and everything. Okay, if you continue to lament and cry, and Dele is crying and rubbing eyes and breaking down, that's not the solution. Wailing is not a strategy. We saw another person that cried over a city. If you look in Luke 19:41-44, that person is Yeshua HaMashiach, Jesus. He looked at Jerusalem. because he has the gift of prophecy. So the things he saw in the spirit that was going to happen to Jerusalem, the Bible says he wept. He cried. Yeah, it's not only the time of his friend Lazarus died. That's not the only time Christ cried. He cried over Jerusalem. He says, Jesus came closer to the city of Jerusalem. And when he saw it, he wept over it, saying, if you only knew today what is needed for peace. Like, how I wish you know what is needed for you to have peace. Because Jerusalem is a city of peace. And there was chaos coming. In fact, at the time Jesus was saying it, they were even colonized by Rome. Where is peace? So they bear the name peace, just in name. They were not living that peace according to their name. So Jesus wept over Jerusalem. He said, but now you cannot see it. What made the people not to see it? What made the people not to see what will give them peace? He said, the time will come when your enemies will surround you with barricades, blockade you, and close in on you from every side. Every side. Does it sound like somewhere that you know? Pain everywhere, from every side. He said they will completely destroy you and the people within your walls. Not a single stone will they leave in its place, because you did not recognize the time when God came to save you. Have you seen what we're talking about, playing role? We told you several on this platform. If God expects you to do something and you don't do it, he is not coming to do it for you, because that's not how the things work. If you're supposed to cook food and you did not cook food and you go and lie down on the bed, you're praying, God, give me food. God, give me food. God will not come down from heaven and bring you a plate of rice. That would be against his principles. So this above scripture that we just read, we told you, is Luke 19:41-44. You can open it and read it by yourself. It sounds like Jesus prophesying over Nigeria after the most unfortunate and unwarranted Biafra genocide of 1967-70. Subsequent years have seen the full implementation of the British Fulani Victory Charter, aka Nigeria Unitary Constitution, and the manifestation of these words. The words I just read. It's as if Christ was crying over Nigeria, because that's what Nigerians are living as we speak. Cycles of national elections have led to the actualization of the Fulani conquest agenda and the increase of miseries, pains, and wailing of the people. The more they carry you to election, one after the other, you are going deeper, deeper, deeper into pain. Why? Because as you go deeper in your pain, the actualization of Fulani conquest agenda is, being completed. That's what is happening to you. Somebody put a battle script, which will all the time read here for us, and then say this is what they will implement. So the more they implement it, the more they are successful in implementing that agenda, the more your pain and sorrow and wailing will increase. But today, thanks to the work of the Nigerian Indigenous Nationalities Alliance for Self-Determination, NINAS, a line has been drawn between the enforcers of unitary Nigeria, who are planning to go to yet another round of national elections in 2027 under the 1999 Unitary Constitution, and the victims of the death dispensing constitution, who are demanding immediate transitioning for the constitutional reconstruction of Nigeria instead of elections. the election, the general elections have not done you any good. It's just handing over from one criminal to the next criminal. If it's not criminal from drugs, you'll be criminal from importation, like one criminal or the other. They are all the same. Even those that are presenting to you as if they are saints. They are no saints. They will never do what the people want because they are already compromised. Ask them how they made their money. All of them, including P2B, go and find out how they made their money. How did they create their wealth? They have been compromised. So there's nothing that they will do for them to be part of the colonization of Nigeria or the colonization of Africa. Because they will play, if they play that role, their secrets will be exposed. The enemy will expose them. So for them to continue, for their secret to continue to remain their secret, they will have to just play the role that the colonial monsters want them to play. That is why we tell you that they will not help you. So today, I could keep telling you that this show is one-stop show for all your liberation matters and support. We are here for you. Because information is power. We will get information, share it with you. You will understand it. And like we keep saying, if you have any question, please drop it in the comments. You can see our brother Isi Momodu. You can see Reverend Salami. You can see Wisdom Hub and some other person that I can't see. Please continue to share the information. If you have any comment, drop it in the comment section. Later, we will respond to it. If not during the show, but much later, we'll do that. If you have questions, we want you to be informed. So I want to pull up our PowerPoint so that I'll run through it. Our time is already spent, but because we'll come just once a week, that's why we try to get in everything. When we're here, we try to bring in everything in details, all the details, so that throughout the week, we'll also break them down and you begin to share and then take the things in one after the other. So well on, Nigerians, wail on until you suffer enough. It is not our desire that our people will continue to cry, wail, but if you don't do what you're supposed to do, you say you have to be crying. But I thank God that the indigenous people, the natives, are following. The people crying now are the people like Dele Farah to me, that Nigeria will happen to. Because that's what will happen to all of you refusing to listen to this sound of what needs to be done. You close your ears. Nigeria will happen to all of you. It's a promise because it's coming. If you're stubborn and you don't want to listen, Nigeria will happen to you. And you will cry and wail and wail. You continue to wail, oh, cry. And then it's happening to you. You're suffering. You'll be crying, cry. When you now continue to cry, you have suffered enough. Then you will ask, please, what is it that you say we should do? I'm ready now. So continue to cry until you have cried enough. Of course, Happy New Year to the people of truth, the truth seekers. We will not forget to tell you Happy New Year. It's a new year. It's a new dawn. Yes, it is. Ninas welcomes the captives and victims of military Nigeria to the year of Jubilee. This is the year of Jubilee. If anybody is telling you any other thing, all these pastors, they always give you, this is the year of this. But that thing they're telling you is according to their own private life. If they have projects that they want to complete, they will come and tell you, oh, it's the year of a completeness. Meanwhile, you don't have any project that you want to complete. They have projects they want to complete. That's why they're making that declaration. You be following them. Follow. My people will say they follow people where they catch a snail for nights. You don't catch any snail. If you follow them, you no sleep. Sleep, you no sleep. Snail, you no catch. And then when it's time for them to eat their snail, you didn't catch any snail. Meanwhile, we are awake with them. So NINAS welcomes the captives and victims of unitary Nigeria to the year of Jubilee 2025, being the 50th year of Murutala Muhammad commissioning of Rotimi Williams and Ben Nwabweze's draft of 1975. The commission, that constitution of 1975 begat that of 1979 and that of 1999. With the delegitimization of the 1999 constitution, freedom is here. Yes, freedom is here because people are busy working. So objectives of today's show, as we are finishing in this segment, we've done the introduction, and then the next subtopic is wailing is not a strategy. And then the other one is your responsibility is to end the 1999 constitution. We'll run through it. Of course, we'll always tell us that this video is for educational purposes. Anything you hear here are the things already out there. They are not things that we manufacture. If you go, you will find that these things are already on the social media. They're on news. They're there. We bring them here together so that we can educate our people and enlighten the minds of our people. So this is fair use disclaimer. Wailing is not a strategy, we will say. We saw somebody's post. It says Ibu Amebo. So he told a story. I want to start with this story. It's interesting because it fits into what we are saying. A pilot was told to transfer mad people from Nigeria to USA. He agreed and carried them into his plane. Every place was noisy. Later on, one of the madmen approached the pilot and said to him, "Please teach me how to fly the aeroplane." And the pilot replied, "I will teach you how to fly if you will tell your friends to stop making noise." His friends, the mad people. The madman went in. After some minutes, everywhere was silent, and was as if an angel entered the plane. After some minutes, the madman came back and told the pilot that everywhere was now cool. The pilot became happy and asked, "What did you tell them that made them calm?" The madman replied, "I opened the door for them to go and play outside." The pilot fainted. Of course, there was a plane crash. You can see the picture there. Can somebody tell us who that chief madman, who does he remind you of? And then the mad people, what do you understand from it? And the plane or the crash, which one is it? Yeah, we'll tell you. Of course, the chief madman is those handling Nigeria under the 1999 constitution. Because they're opening the plane for everybody to fly out. Japa, the mad people, of course, are the Nigerians. And they open the door. As they squeeze and do all the things, they're opening doors to press everybody out. The colonial monsters wanted you people to go out before so that they can take the land and resources. So the handlers, the chief madmen, are opening door for all of you. And then what will happen to the plane, which is Nigeria? It will crash. And remember, Ninas has been warning about this crash. He said, the way people are flying this plane, the way people are handling this thing, is going to crash. So everybody cover ear as if they use wax to wax their ear. We also saw another post somebody made concerning the Port Harcourt Warri refineries. One prominent Yoruba man, he gave an interesting Yoruba adage. He said, Yoruba elders say, when you cultivate 100 tubers of yam, they report that you have cultivated 200 tubers of yam. When it comes to the time of harvest, you will reap 100 tubers of yam and 100 tubers of lies. Yes, for those of you that say, yeah, Port Harcourt refinery, let them continue to deceive you. Continue to play along with them. Don't go and look for what to do and be part of the project, the movement that will bring you lasting solution and lasting peace. Stay there, let them be doing you. The more you look, the less you see. We are saying wailing is not a strategy. According to Mr. Tony Nadi, the prime objective of Ninas is to rescue Nigerians from the grip of the very deadly monster of unitary Nigeria, posing as the Federation of Nigeria. Only those who don't yet understand the difference oppose the constitutional reconstruction propositions of Ninas. The imposed 1999 Constitution is the chain of slavery by neo-colonization. That is what they use if you look at the picture. The chains on your hands. Nigerians, listen, hear me. The chains on your hands is 1999 Constitution. And you will not move forward. So far, those chains are holding your hands, holding your legs. You will not move forward. They will only be lying to you, and you'll be lying to yourselves as well. Our sister Daphne put up a post. It says, when truth is replaced by silence, he said the silence is a lie. Anyone not preaching or preaching anything other than the decolonization of Nigeria and Africa is lying to you. Yes. Whether the person is preaching religion to you, the fake religion, fake Islamic religion and fake Christian religion, they are both corrupted. None it will help Africans. None. If you listen very well to what they're preaching, you will know that if you continue to listen to that thing that is corrupted by the colonizers, you will never make it. The only thing you can do is lie and lie to yourself. Those that are talking to you about politics, it will be moving up and down. They will see people that are hungry. I'm going to visit them inside village. Yes, people that are hungry. Let me visit them and the saints. I'm the holy man around. Let me visit. It's all political moves. Anybody that is not talking about how to pull down the 1999 Constitution, it's not your friend. It's your enemy. Your traditional rulers. Your yeye British, they call celebrities that are celebrating back and up. They are behind that they just imported. All those are distractions. The only people that will say what you should be listening to now are the people that are talking of how to end this colonization. You see all these church leaders, they are chief liars. See their pictures. In the video that we played before, earlier on, Nina's mentioned their name one by one. Because sometimes when we're doing the show, people say, mention their name, call their name. They see them here. Their pictures are here, the names are here. But you are the enablers. You are the one going to their churches, giving them money, giving them tithe and offering. That's why they're not feeling pain. They are flying their private jet, having good life. Their children are giving birth abroad. Their children are schooling abroad and graduating, and they are posting it for you on social media. Guess who is making them like that? You. It is you. You, these chief liars, you are the one establishing them. Liars are building on a disputed land. These chief liars, they've been lying to you. Adeboye will tell you, oh, the eagle will fly again. Meanwhile, the eagle has died, let alone flying. It's rotten inside the pit, the valley where he fell. Oh, Naira will rise again. Naira has died, Seth. They kept bringing stupid prophecies for that is not anything prophecy, anything. It's just to brainwash you and deceive you. But we said, you are the one giving your ears to them. If somebody is lying, the only way it will affect you is if you carry your ear and give them. But if you say, I don't have business with you, and walk out of that place, they will not come to your house and knock and put the lie inside your mouth. Anybody telling you about building Nigeria, Nigeria is a disputed project. The land is disputed. You cannot build on it. Anybody telling you that they are building on it, they are lying to you. What these chief liars that call themselves religious leaders are doing is that they are standing with falsehood in a debate between truth and falsehood. Truth and falsehood are having debates. These chief liars that call themselves church leaders are standing with falsehood. and they will tell you they are here for you or they are preaching truth. No, it's false. They are standing with darkness in a debate between light and darkness. Light and darkness are having issues in Nigeria. These chief liars are standing with darkness. They chose to start with darkness. They are standing with the oppressor in a fight between the people and the oppressor and the enemy. The people that they say they have come to lead. No wonder Christ had to tell Peter. He said, Peter, do you love me? Feed the lamb, feed the flock, feed the sheep, take care of them. But these ones say, no, we don't love Christ. So we are not taking care of any sheep. Sheep, go and do whatever you want to do. We can open the plane for you, all of you, to disappear outside. We don't care. So far, we are comfortable. We are hobnobbing with the who is who. Because that's what they're doing by supporting this 1999 constitution that we told them. Ninas has discussed with them, start with them, say this thing is killing our people. It needs to go. You heard in the video, Tunde Bakare, because he knows the truth. Tunde Bakare has worked, he has been properly briefed about this proposition. He knows that the only people restricting the actualization of Nina's proposition is these chief liars you're saying. These men laughing here. These men and women laughing here and feeling fun and having fun with themselves. They're the only ones holding Nigerians down. Because the crowd they're carrying is enough to mobilize for self-determination. But they will never do that because they are agents of the colonial masters. But remember that lies have never stopped truth. We will tell you that lies have never stopped truth. Lies have never stopped God. Man is not God. We will tell you some stories. Why Caesar Augustus ordered mass return and census for the collection of more taxes for colonial Rome in Jerusalem. That's in the Bible now, we're telling you, and the environs. This account is in the Bible. Why Caesar Augustus was doing that? What happened? The family of Jesus Christ, they also traveled, but they were traveling to give birth to Jesus Christ of Nazareth, so that the prophecy will be fulfilled that he will be given birth to in Nazareth. So when you see something happening, there are other things happening that you might not know, except you look. Of course, why the shepherd and the wise men were receiving instructions and information about the birth of Messiah. Herod and his political party members, yes, they were busy drinking and thinking that the entire world revolved around them. Man is not God, and man will never be God. When Herod was busy killing innocent children because he was looking for how to kill infant Jesus, the family of Christ and the little Christ were on their way to Africa, to Egypt, where he grew up a little bit. They're saying, remember that lies will never stop truth. Why Noah in the Bible was building and preparing for the great flood, the people were mocking and ridiculing him. But that did not stop the flood from coming at the appointed time. The devil and his agents and his puppets are reactionary. But God is not reactionary. He is Almighty God. So no matter how you embrace ignorance, truth will continue to travel and achieve what it needs to achieve. God is Almighty. The devil, his political agents, his religious puppets will not stop what is coming. Freedom is coming for the people. The devil and his agents cannot stop it because the gate of hell cannot prevail against the gate of righteousness and truth. While people were organizing what they call Dirty December in Lagos, people in Southeast, Ndi Igbo, were celebrating victory over that unitary constitution. Yes. The constitution that has kept them outside their ancestral land for years, for over 50 years. Some of the people that returned this Christmas have not been home for 50 years when they ran away because of the genocide. But as a result of the victory over the 1999 constitution and the work that is going on, they had to come in. They returned in their large numbers with their children to fix their homes in readiness for their final return and future events in the days ahead. You heard in the video where we played, when Nina said, okay, as you're going, this is what you should be celebrating. This is what is going on. Ndi Igbo are already returning to take back their ancestral lands. The report we heard directly from people on ground is that there was serious traffic jam. It became so difficult for people to move from one village to another because the mass of the people that came, they did not plan for that number. People often had, yes, the traffic was, even we heard that some people had to go back home and start coming in the night to go where they're going because everywhere was full. The people are already taking charge of their lands. So they don't need Nigeria to take charge of their land. They only need to listen to the instruction from Ninas and begin to do what they're told to do, to the grassroots. The kidnapping, stealing, hunger of Nigeria, rumors of kidnapping and all that did not stop the very daring Ndi Igbo from returning with their children. It was mass return for Ndi Igbo. So we are telling you that white people are lying, deceiving themselves that the world is revolving around them. Truth is traveling like a submarine and getting to where it needs to get to. Of course, this video is for the purpose of teaching our people. All the materials we're using are already in public domain. This other part subtitle says, your responsibility is to end the 1999 Constitution. Yes, your responsibility is to end the 1999 Constitution. We will teach you how. We have been doing that. And we have a lot of videos that will help to arm you with the right information so that you don't do things anyhow. You will do things the way you're supposed to do them. For you to successfully enslave and colonize a people, you must first colonize their minds. That's where it starts from. For you to enslave a people and colonize them, it starts from the mind. Hence the need for the colonizers to first send their fake whitewashed Christianity from Church of Rome, and of course the Arabized Islam from Arab world. Because while they were bringing the Arabized Islam from the north, they were bringing the fake whitewashed Christianity from the south. It's for colonization. There's a show we have done in Daughters of Truth where we invited Pastor Emmanuel Bosun. In part of that interview, he said, if all these people, missionaries, if they brought God to us, we will not be fighting amongst ourselves. But what they brought was their own kingdoms. That's what they brought. Of course, your Pentecostal religion is only a copy of the whitewashed Christianity from Rome. Because that whitewashed Christianity produced class in the society. We are gods over the people. So they do whatever they want to do, the way they want to do it. And you cannot ask them questions because they are gods over you. That's the same template that they used. All of them, without exception, want to market their own kingdom to you. Why are they marketing their kingdom? The kingdom of Rome, kingdom of England, kingdom of wherever their private business, the winners, kingdom of winners, kingdom of deeper life, kingdom of all of them are just different kingdoms. All they're doing is market their kingdom to you, not marketing God. They never marketed God to you. If they marketed God and Yeshua HaMashiach to you, we will be one, because it will be one voice, it will be one God. If it's one God, why are we fighting and killing ourselves? If it's one God, why are we doing what we're doing? Because it's not one God, it is their kingdom. The Islam is not talking about one God, it's talking about Arab world. If all the descendants of Abraham, where we have Islam, Christianity, Judaism, if it's about the one God, that same one God, why should we be fighting all over the world? But I'm telling you, it's not about God. God is far away from whatever they're doing. They invented another Christ so that they can come and steal resources in Africa while you're brainwashed and colonized. And Jesus warned us in the Bible. He said, be careful. That's Paul, I think. He said, these people are coming to preach another Christ to you. The white European Christ. It's not the Christ that came to die for you. This Christ is another Christ. Is Antichrist. Is another gospel with their unholy communion to gradually poison the minds of Africans. It is another Christ. They get you and your babies wet in water baptism. What's the function of that? To make you feel holy. Is Anwansi gimmickry. It doesn't do anything. They came with a lot of Anwansi. What are people call Anwansi? You know, gimmick. They do this and do that. Thank you for Nina's is posting something. 1999 is erected on the foundation of falsehood that we, the people, made it and enacted and gave ourselves that constitution. So please read it and in detail. Because of time, let me finish up the one way. So we are talking about how they invented false religion with unholy communion, which you have to be taken. It doesn't do anything for you. It's Anwansi. So that as you take it, you're looking as if you're holy. You need to see my people the day they're going to take the Holy Communion. Some will even come from house of sin and appear and walking like this. Holy, holy. Even the people giving you the Holy Communion, the so-called Holy Communion, just finish destroying human beings. They will appear and start acting as if they're holy. They'll bring water baptism. You pour in the water of your head or the head of your child. And you're paying all this. All Anwansi. To get you into thinking that you're doing something of eternal value. That's why the more you do that, the more you are destroyed and your land is destroyed. If it were God, I'm telling you, your land will be blessed. But it's not God. They invented death dispensing dead religion that controls the reproduction abilities of our people. Yes, the Catholic priests, Catholic sisters, and the holy mothers of fibroid. Yes, only fibroid. That's what the kind is. Because that's any womb that is uncultivated will grow fibroid. They call them mothers. They put church confession. Yes, that church confession you're going for is for intelligence gathering, crime reporting to the slave masters and their local agents and assets. So you are by yourself, reporting yourself in the name of confession. If you are not planning how to be free from the white man, you will go and report yourself. So they are sitting down, you come and report what they need. Mazi Okeke did this. Mazi Okafo did this, that. How do you think you will now rise up and fight colonialism, where you already reporting all your plan in the name of confession? They took away the concepts and principles of learning and building on knowledge, like the second video that we played. They intentionally took it away. My people said, Iha muramu, ki iha gwarago. That means that knowledge is superior to magic. Then they took away the principle, the concept of learning and building on knowledge. Because knowledge can be repeated and transferred from generation to generation. We took it away and replaced it with concept of faith, institutionalized faith in their foreign God their foreign religion and their foreign kingdom, and the magic they brought with it. Magic of unholy communion, magic of baptism, magic of confession, magic of all the everything is jibbity. Oh, pray and be healed. Pray and be healed. Oh, no healing. Because that's not the way it's done. People are not healed through magic. Our ancestors knew all that. But these people wanted to colonize our people. That's why they brought all these fake things. Magic, you can't learn it. You can't reproduce it. It's only those that are in that cult that can be doing it and benefiting from it. That's why your tithe and offering is not giving you any results. It's only your pastors that benefit from tithe and offering, because you are being deceived. It's magic. They make you to be bound to them. So you have to be fixed to them, because you cannot practice what they're teaching you if you go away from them. Or Motofeferi or whatever said that his soap can only work when he's the one putting the soap on you, because it's magic. Oh my God. Magic is what they brought, not God. You cannot even successfully transfer that thing you're learning from them to your children and your grandchildren. They will warn you that it's not transferable. The only thing transferable is the brainwashing and the suffering that you put upon your children as a result of practicing magic instead of reality. No wonder it has never worked for Africans. The more that magic spreads, the more darkness and bondage spreads in Africa and in Nigeria, because it's not real. It's magic. It's not real. Like people, we have been punked, my sister will say. That's why they are quick to preach heaven to you. But they will never be part of the movement to decolonize and liberate Africa from colonialism and neocolonialism. But they want you to go to heaven when you die. But they will not be part of freeing you. They will tell you, you are a Hebrew woman, you are a Roman Catholic, you are a Zionist, you are spiritual Israel, and other jargon. But they make you hate your own ethnic nationality. Have you asked yourself why? If you ever mention that you are Onibo or you're Yoruba or you are anything, they say, oh, you are being tribalistic. Meanwhile, the white man will be proud of America, say an American citizen. I'm an Englishman. He can be proud of where he came from. But not my people. If you ever say you are thief, you are being tribalistic. If you ever say that you are Ijo, you are being tribalistic. For you to fight for freedom for your people, they will tell you that you're being tribalistic. But if you become an American citizen or European citizen, you go to church and give testimony. Yes, I'm now an American citizen. I'm now European or UK or whatever citizen. But I can never say I'm an Igbo woman. Otherwise, I'll be tagged being tribalistic. My people, your mind cannot be free if you keep listening to and believing these slave monsters and their puppets. Your African bishops, your African priests, your African pastors, your African imams, your African Muslim clerics. If you keep listening to them, they are all agents and assets to the colonialist. You will never make it if you keep listening to the lies they're feeding you with. Africa and Africans can never be free or liberated listening to those black African religious leaders, because they are agents of the colonial masters. They are so selfish. They are very greedy. They will move from Roman Catholic, then to Pentecostal, Now, what's his name? Dr. Abel is now coming to preach. Oh, this is not the real Christ. Yes, this one that people have been preaching all these years is nonsense. This one is the real one. Yet, he cannot talk about the liberation of Africans. But he wants us to believe in Christ and go to heaven. Like Pastor Tunde Bakare said, they will all need to be arrested and imprisoned. Yes. I didn't say it. It's Pastor Tunde Bakare that said it. The video is there. And we will play part of it to you. So, my people, it's your responsibility to begin to untie yourself and your people. That is why it's called self-determination. Begin to remove the cobwebs and the ropes tying you and your mind. That mind colonization, begin to remove it first. Know God for yourself. Find God by yourself. That Bible, carry it and read it till you understand it. And as you're reading, if you see anything that doesn't make sense, where if they will put maybe servant or an employee, they will put slave, know that they have put something there to manipulate you. Remove it. That one is corrupted thing. Because some people are now reading the original version and they're able to tell us what words mean. So anything that you read that it doesn't agree with your spirit is doing you like as if somebody is encroaching on. Know that it's not from your God. Know God for yourself. We must end religious class in our society. These religious leaders made themselves God over you and your people. Why? So that they can hand us over to the colonizers. Because when they are God, anything they say, you can't query them. Anything they do, you can't query them. They will just carry you like that, tie your hands and everything, bam, to the colonizers. Through the 1999 Constitution, like we're telling you, that the 1999 Constitution is the tool of colonization of Nigerians. Your religious leaders will never speak about it because they are agents of the colonial masters. They've been sent to brainwash you, keep you docile, so that the work of colonization will be complete in your life. They want you to live by faith and by hope, while they enjoy reality of heaven on earth. They will tell you, brag to you, that till their how many generations, they will never be poor again. That their house where they live, they can just clap hand, light will come. They will just snap their finger, music will start playing. They will just snap their finger, swimming pool will open, and they will start swimming. In the same land where you are, you're not asking what is going on, my people. They now move around with limousine as if it's keke napep. They say God have done it for them. It's a lie. It's not any God, anything. They did it for themselves, using your brain to do it. The Christ and the Muhammad that are preaching to Africans and to Black people will only free Africans spiritually, while they continue to live in hellfire on earth. Can't you see that there's a problem there? Their type of Christ, which we say is another Christ, and Muhammad will not support the decolonization of Africa and Africans. No matter how much you pray, fast, and wail. That Christ they are preaching, that type of religion they are preaching, it will never free you. Ninas is about sovereignty matters. Your sovereignty is your right. You don't need anyone to give it to you. It is your right. From 1999, when what was to become Ninas started, sovereignty and self-determination restoration was what it was all about. The documents are there for you for over 25 years. They've worked. Evidence is there. Videos, everything is there. Knowing that sovereignty matters, Ninas had always referred to ethnic nationalities, that is, Ijaw nation, Urhobo nation, Yoruba nation, Tiv nation, Igbo nation, etc., and not to the states and geopolitical zones, both having been illegitimately imposed by the 1999 Constitution to override the sovereignty of indigenous ethnic nations and keep their sovereignty hijacked. We told you that Britain came 1914, hijacked the sovereignty of the indigenous peoples, and since then, they have been maintaining it through your political puppets and their fake constitution that they keep putting in place, changing the edition and putting, when they put the cover, they put another cover and tell you it's now 1999. It's the same content. The action required now for sovereignty restoration is to shut down preparations for 2027 national elections and instead have a time-bound transitioning for constitutional reconstruction as a demonstration of our rejection of that constitution. It cannot be going for election and be saying you don't want 1999 constitution. Because the people that will emerge out of that election will rule you. We swear to uphold that 1999 constitution and rule you by it. So you must stop them. Yes, you must stop them from continuing that robbery in your name. It's your duty, it's your responsibility to stop them. End the 1999 constitution. Decommission it. The action required immediately, right now, is to shut down preparations for 2027 national elections and instead have a time-bound transitioning for constitutional reconstruction as a demonstration of our rejection of that constitution. There is a note. He said, note, this is not boycott of national elections. It is not boycott, because we have some other forms of criminals, urchins, and they like twisting when people are busy intelligently working and putting things in place. All they do is to take it, plagiarize it, mess it up, and use it to make money from our suffering people. You can't get you. Your cup will be full soon. So know the difference. We are not talking about boycotts. We are talking about total shutdown. Shutdown of all preparations for the journey to 2027 national elections. This is an important distinction. It's important you understand it so that you don't get yourself involved in fake things. They will dupe you, take your money. Those in America, we know how some of you are crying, how they duped you in the name of Biafra. Some of you sold your houses to go and support online nation. We're here explaining. Our people say no. We came here, we kept telling you, don't allow yourself to be duped. Because if you continue to believe lies, truth will continue to travel. The only person not part of that trip is you believing lies and propaganda. Those that are part of the trip are moving. And you not understanding truth, choosing to believe lies and deception will not stop the movement to where we're going. Your action, your responsibility, your duty. Proclaim it loudly. Tell your politicians, tell your pastors, tell your priests. Let it be the leading discussion. In the church, everywhere, do not allow them to be telling you Akuka Jambene, Akuka Mike Ejaga, go story. No. Let the conversation be, how are we going to be liberated from this colonial enterprise, this British enterprise, this 1999 constitution, this unitary constitution? Make them to talk about it. Challenge all those talking about having 2027 national election. Challenge them, hold them on the neck. They come and explain to us. Where are you going with this? Why do you keep doing this in our name? It is your responsibility. It is your job to do that. Transition now. Transition now. Transition now. Thank you very much. Thank you. It took a longer time, but thank you for staying with us through the weeks. Through the week, we'll break down so that you can travel faster. Thank you very much for all you're doing. Continue to do what you're doing. We are getting to the final bus stop. We're excited. All right. Please, next week, we'll be here again. Continue to share, like, and subscribe. Follow. Because when you subscribe on YouTube and hit the notification button, more people will get this information. And then it will travel faster. This assignment will be finished on time. And we will stop our people from dying. We'll stop the hunger. We'll stop the sorrow. We'll stop the wailing. So that Nigeria will not happen to you. Thank you very much. Till next week. Love you.